Okay. So yesterday we discussed about the try and except statement. As we know, we can use multiple except statement with single try. But yes, it is mandatory that whenever you are going to use this try clause or try keyword, it is mandatory that you are supposed to use the except. Otherwise, you will get the error message. Okay, so keep this point into the mind whenever you are using this try. So so how many ways by which you can import the multiple classes with the help of the except statement? So yesterday we discussed this code, very simple code. Inside try block, it is mandatory that you are supposed to put that code which may generate the error or which may occur the error. Okay, so keep this point into the mind. So risky code, basically this is the risky code where the error can be occur. So this code is placed inside the try clause. Inside except block, what exactly the happening, whatever exception that are throwing, whatever exception that are raising inside this try block, that is catch by this except block, and it is mandatory to put the relevant class over here. If you don't know anything about the class, what exactly the class is there for that particular error, what you can do, you can simply use the except statement like this. No need to write anything. Okay, so there is no need. It is also a perfect code. Whenever you don't know what kind of exception is raising over here, if you know, let's suppose you know what type of error is there. So let's suppose the except the same, that is the zero division. You know what type of error is there, that is zero division error. So you can simply put a message, you cannot use 0 for dividing. Okay, something like this. Okay, so spelling mistake. Okay, so if you know the error is zero division error, then this block will be executed. If you don't know what type of error is going to be occur over here, what you can do, you can simply use this except. So now this is the perfect code. Okay, now I am executing this code. The try, this concept is called try with multiple except statement. Yes, it is valid. Okay, you can use the multiple except statement for same try. So let me execute this code as well. cmd, okay, py space test.py. okay, enter first number. Now I am generating zero division error. So now this block is executed. You cannot use 0 for division, because here the exception which is raised, that is the zero division, and that exception is catched by this except block. Okay, and second time what I am doing now, this time I am using this one. Okay, I am using this one. So now you can check, please check the input, because this time the error occurred, that is the value error. Okay, that is the value error, and that error is not catched by this block. That error is catched by this default block, and this is called the default except statement. Okay, when you don't know what type of error that can be occur, you can use simply like this. Or another way, what you can do, you can simply use another class, value error. Okay, so this is also a right way to use like this. Okay, so let's suppose the zero division error is there, the value error is there, that is catched by this block. If the error is something like, you know, the key error or file not found error, because I don't use that particular class, so at that time that except block will be executed. So this is the funda regarding that. Okay, so now I am executing it, probably it will work fine. No, you cannot use like this, but it is valid. So as ZR, okay, or you can use as VE. Aliasing, I think the aliasing is mandatory for the same. No, but you can use it. This is the valid syntax within a single line.
Try semicolon, sir.
No, colon. You are not supposed to use the semicolon. This is the perfect way. We can. No, no need for semicolon. This is the perfect way. I use this as what else that you can use, the except like this, I suppose. comma, that is the value error. You can use like this, msg. Okay, so message that you can print over here. Now you will get, I think this will work fine. Inside message, the whatever the error is occurred, that is you are displaying over here. Okay, so let me execute it. Yeah, it's working fine. Now you can understand it, 10 or 0. Now you can check it out. You are not supposed to dividing, that is the division by 0 error. Okay, division by 0 error. So this one is the message. Let me make it more clear. So this one is message. Okay, so now you will get what type of error is generating over there. If you want to check it out, which error. So now you can check it out, division by 0 error. Okay, another time, the second time that I am generating this error. Okay, so now you can check it out. You can check it out. You cannot use division, that is the invalid. This error is occurring. Okay, this error, that is the value error basically, and that error is catched by this value. Okay, so you can print the message something like this. Whatever the message that is raising, you can print that message after your message. Now the picture is more clear. Now user can easily understand, okay, invalid literal. You cannot use the 0 division or whatever. This is the message, the invalid literal. Okay, so choice is again your. So this is the one way you can use the entire thing into a single line. Otherwise, if you don't feel comfortable like this, you are supposed to use multiple except statement. But here what exactly happening with the single except statement, that you are handling the multiple classes. So this one is the way. Okay, so this is the concept of the try with except, and try with multiple except, and try with default except. Okay, if they say if the error is something like else, for example, key error, file not found error, so at that time this default block will be executed. You can consider, you can pronounce these kind of things, try with multiple except, try with multiple except and default except statement. Okay, or you can say the try with except and that except the statement into a single line. So you can pronounce these things like that. Okay, you can keep remember, sometime that an interviewer can ask about this. Okay, next another one is, so what exactly happening over here? Try to understand that concept. Now your program is gracefully terminated. Now whenever the error occurred here, okay, whenever the error occurred here, immediately the control travel to here. Okay, the control travel to here. So everything goes fine after implementing. Whenever the error inside the try block, the accept block is executed, and after executing the accept block, your final last one, whatever the remaining things, that would be executing. So keep this point into the mind. Whenever you are using this try and accept statement, make sure that the risky code that should be inside the try block, where the chances of error can occur. Okay, so this one is the way. Now the next is the finally keyword. The finally keyword, the finally block that you can say. What exactly meaning of the finally? The meaning of the finally is that would be executed. Okay, that would be executed. Now understand one more point. Okay, now what is happening for this point of time? Is it gracefully terminated or not? Please tell me. Please tell me, this program is gracefully terminated or not? Okay, can you please give the answer for the same? This program is gracefully terminated or not? No. Yes, perfect. No. Yes, perfect. Keep this point into the mind. Whenever the error occur inside the accept block, okay, whenever error occur inside the accept block, at that time your program is not gracefully terminated. Keep this funda into the mind. Okay, at that point your program is not successfully terminated. Immediately the control will be closed from this point. Okay, the control is closed from this point. Whenever the try block will throw the exception, that exception is raised, that exception is processed by this accept block, and here again the exception is there. Immediately your program will stop over here. You can check like this. Okay, you can check like this. So I am entering one number, second number. Now you can check the 0 division error. Now where this error is occurring? Inside the accept block, and again this is called not successfully terminated. Okay, your program is not successfully terminated. So another, we have one more block that is the finally block. Okay, that is the finally. What is the meaning of the finally? The finally block, it will always execute it. It will always execute whatever the error is occurring or doesn't occur. Let's suppose if error is not occurring in raising inside this try block, what is happening? Your accept block is not executing. When your accept block is executing, when the error is occur inside that try block and that raised exception is catched by the appropriate class. Okay, at that time your accept will be executed. But let's suppose the previous case, whatever that we observed just now, in this case your program is not gracefully terminated. Okay, your program is not gracefully terminated, but I want, it doesn't matter your error is occurring over here, your error is occurring over here, it doesn't matter, but I want this line should be executed. Okay, this line should be executed. This is the mandatory line. Just imagine it, whenever you are releasing the connection in the case of the database. Okay, just imagine the scenario, you are opening a website, eventually the connection is breaked. Okay, eventually the connection is break. Now your file is opening on the backend side, your file is opening on the server side, or you can say on the backend side. But what you want whatever the scenario is, whether your program is successfully terminated, whether your program is successfully not successfully terminated, but you want your backend file should be closed. Okay, backend file should be properly shut down. So in this case, what is happening? You have to take the help of this finally block. The finally will always executing. It doesn't matter your exception is raising over here or error is raising over here or exception is raising over. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter your try block is successfully executed, your accept block is successfully executed, but yes, whatever inside the finally block, this would be 100% surety that would be executed. Okay, 100% executed. So this is the benefit of the execution block, where we use basically in the case of the database connectivity, we use normally that code inside the finally block when you want to release the connections. Okay, because it is mandatory whenever you are using that database. Okay, whenever you are using that database file, it is mandatory that when your program is successfully completed or program doesn't successfully completed, but make sure your connection should be closed, your cursor should be closed. Okay, so I am using little technical terms now. Your connection should be closed, your cursor should be closed. It doesn't matter your program runs successfully or not successfully, that doesn't matter. At that time your finally play the important role. So this line would be executed. Okay, this line would be executed. So first case, okay, let's suppose I am again here raising exception. Okay, I am again here raising exception. Okay, so now you will get the better clarity for this. Okay, so case number 1, when the exception not raising. Okay, in this case the exception is not raising, so that's mean your accept block is not working, your try block is run successfully. When try block runs successfully, your accept will not work. So now you can check, this would be 100% executed. Okay, this would be 100% executed. So this finally will be executed. In the second case, now you will get more clarity. In the second case, so now this time I am making a comment for this. Okay, for this point of time I am making a comment for this, for making the picture more clear. Okay, so let's suppose this time I am raising an exception. Okay, I am raising an exception. So exception is raised, you cannot use zero division, invalid literal. Okay, so now you can check it out, this would be executed. So in this case what is happening, the exception raised over here and that is catched by this zero division error and it executing this one, and after that it executing finally. So finally will be executed. Now I show you two cases. In the first case there is no error. If there is no error, the finally will be executed. In the second case, the error is raised inside the try block and that is catched by the accept block. Now again your finally is executing. Now the case number 3, let's suppose this is not a gracefully termination, your program is not terminated gracefully. So here I am raising an exception inside the try block. When exception is raised inside the try block, it goes to the accept block, and again inside the accept block, it again raise the error, but it should work fine. Try should be work. Finally should be work. So Control S. Control S. I don't know, it should be work. 10 0 and this one. No, but it should work fine. Okay. It should be work. It should be work. Finally should work. On what cases? Okay, just give me a second for same. On what case the finally not work? Finally block. Just wait for a second. Okay, not work in Python. It define block of the code run anyway except else is finally. Okay, so does finally I'll be executing. So just wait for a second. It should work. The only case I can imagine finally fail to a default purpose system.exit. Okay, finally will not work the power code of the RIP. A bit of later thinking that the so it should work. Finally should work. Error in accept will finally work. If JVM exit try. Finally accept. There is only one case when the finally is not executed, that is the system.exit basically. Okay, sometime this question can be asked into the interview room, but finally should work. Zero division error, divide by 0. Okay, I will confirm it, don't worry about it. If the exception inside the accept block will finally work or not, I am not sure about this point of time, but I think it should work. Finally should always be work. Okay, so this one.
Actually, I think you can try block under the accept block because I see in a Google somewhere like
No, that is nested try block. That is nested try block. Yeah, I will come back to on that point later on. But for this point of time, I am not sure about it. So I am not sure about it. If the error, if the exception raised inside the accept block, for this point of time we can consider it the finally will not work. Okay, for this point of time. So I will confirm it tomorrow. What exactly the reason is why that finally is not work whenever the exception raised inside the accept block. But yes, if the try block is executed or the accept block is executed, but yes, it is sure that the finally will be executed. That we already seen these two cases. So this case, whatever the exception raised over here, whenever the exception raised inside the accept block, I am not sure about it that finally will be work or not. Okay, for this point of time that we consider it, whenever the exception raised inside the accept block, at that time the finally is not working. Okay, for this point of time. But why it is not working, I will give you the answer tomorrow for the same. For this point of time, I am not sure about it, because I feel it that the finally will always work in the any of the cases. So I will come back to this point tomorrow. Okay, so just leave this point over here. Now just understand this point. Whenever the exception raised inside the try block, the appropriate accept block will be catch that error. Okay, and finally will be executed. This is the first case. Listen carefully. Whenever the exception raised inside the try block, appropriate accept block will be executed and finally will always execute it. This is the case number 1. Case number 2, when there is no error. Okay, when there is no error, that means that accept block is not executed. It doesn't matter your accept is executed or your try is executed, but yes, whenever you impart this finally block, that will be executed 100%. Okay, so normally what type of code that we all we place inside the finally block. So inside finally block, we normally use the code for releasing the connection. Okay, for releasing the connection, for leave the memory, some code something like this. For example, destructor. Okay, whenever you made the constructor and automatically the finally block will be executed and the destructor will be executed automatically. Okay, so this is the one scenario. Another scenario, in the case of the MySQL, we will use this try, accept and finally. Okay, why not the finally why that finally not work whenever the exception raised inside this accept block? The reason may be because the risky code, the code where the chances of error occur are high, that code is always inside your try block. That means that code, your logic part, your main logic part, what exactly your code is meant for, that is always placed inside the try block. Normally in the real time practice, we won't put any kind of logic inside the accept block. Okay, there are very rare cases when we put some logic inside the accept block, but normal standard of writing the code, your logic part, okay, the risky code, that always place inside your try block and inside your accept block. That block is associated with your try block. Whatever exception that raised by the try block, that is catch by the accept block. And if you don't know what type of error is gonna to be raised inside your try block, at that time you can use this default accept block and this finally block. It always after the accept block. Keep this point into the mind, because inside Microsoft examination they can ask you the question where we can place this finally. The finally will always come after accept statement. Okay, so keep this point into the mind. The finally will always come after the accept statement. Okay, so this is the combination of try, accept and finally, and I will clear that doubt why exactly the reason behind this, why your whenever the exception raised inside the accept block, why it is not working finally. Okay, I will give you the answer for the same. For this point of time, I don't have any clear cut idea about this error. Okay, so now these are the combination of the try, accept and finally. There is one more combination, that is nested try. So nested try mean, okay, so the very risky code, for example the code which is highly risky code, that type of code normally we place into the nested try block. Okay, so I am gonna to show you the code for the same. So new file, I am writing new code, this one, the try. Okay, inside try I am just printing outer try, very simple. Okay, just I am printing outer try. Inside try block I am putting one more try block. Okay, so that is called nested try block. Print, I am just printing inner inner try block. Okay, so here I am generating exception. Okay, that exception is 10 divided by 0, that is the 0 division error, and this is the accept statement. Okay, the accept statement that is meant with the inner try block. Okay, inner try block, that is the 0 division division error. Okay, so this is meant with the inner try block, and here I am just writing inner accept block. Okay, okay, so here this one is the inner, and here I am writing finally. Okay, I am writing finally. Here I am writing inner finally. Okay, inner finally, and this one is accept. Okay, accept, and here I am writing, here I am writing that is the outer accept block. Okay, and here I am writing the finally, that is the outer finally block. Now you will get the clear cut idea. So here understand this point, very simple, similar to your nested for or nested if else statement. So this one your try block, and this is associated with this try block. Okay, and this one is the inner try block. So what type of code that we normally put into the inner try blocks? The very risky code, the highly risky code. Okay, and this accept statement is associated with this try. This finally is statement is associated with this try. This accept is associated with this try, and this finally is associated with this try. Now understand this point. Here observe carefully. Let's suppose if the error occur over here. Okay, if the error occur over here and associated, okay, what type of error? Let's suppose here the error occur, let's suppose 0 division error. Okay, the error occur 0 division error here. Okay, 0 division error. So this error will be catched by this accept block. Understand this point, because why? Because I already mentioned over here the 0 division error that is catched by this accept block. Let's suppose here the error is occurred value error. Okay, value error. Now this accept block will not work. This accept block will not work. So what will happen? What will happen? In this case, it will go for this accept statement. Okay, it will go for this accept statement. Let's suppose I am handling over here the value error. Okay, value error. So the priority of this try block is higher if the accept block is matched with associated accept block. Okay, let's suppose, understand this point very carefully. So this one is the outer, this one is the inner. If the exception raised inside the inner try block and associated accept block is there, okay, respective accept block is there, that is catched, that will be catched. But what happens if the associated accept block is not there? For example, the value this time coming, the error this time coming, that is the value error. Then it will find, it will go, whenever this accept block is not matched, then it will look out for the outer accept block. Okay, so that's why the priority of the inner try block is higher. So normally what we use very risky code, the highly risky code, where the chances of errors are very high, very high, and you are supposed to handle that error. At that time you use the nested try block. Okay, nested try block, yes, you can use it. What is the benefit of this one? Let's suppose here I mention 5 accept statement, and the error which is raised not match with that particular accept statement, then it will look out for the outer try accept block. Okay, if the error is matched over here, then it will execute this one. So this one is the scenario behind your nested try block. Okay, so let me save it, test2.py. okay, so I am writing over here py space test2.py. now you can check, Now the outer try is executed. After that it will enter into the inner try block executed. Here the exception raised, that is catch by this exception, that is the zero division, it catch it, okay, it catch it, and then finally it executed the inner finally, okay, and then it executed the outer finally, okay, the outer finally block. Why so? Because here there is no error, here is no error, okay, here is no error. Let's suppose if there is error, then it will go for this error, okay, then it will go for this except statement. So this one is the entire scenario. You can use something like this, that is the inner try block, okay, nested, you can use n number of nested, but normally we use try and except statement. This inner will be used where the chances of the errors are very high, very high, okay, at that time that you go for the nested try block, okay. So there is one more case, that is the last case, 90% people don't know about it, that is the finally, okay, try except finally, and there is one more case that is called else, okay, that is called else. So else, where we can use else, so inside Python you can use else with if, with for, with while, and there is one more case where you can use else, and same it can be used with the try statement. And where it will be placed, it will always be placed after except statement, okay, prior to final statement but after except statement, okay. So let me write a very simple code for the same. Now you will get the more clarity. Print of try, please ask. हाँ जी सर प्लीज.
सर ये एल्स स्टेटमेंट हमने केवल इफ के साथ में यूज की है, व्हाइल और फॉर के साथ कहां यूज की है?
सर हमने की है सर, मैंने आपको दिखाया है केस.
यस सर वी हैव.
भूल गए सर आप, जब हमने यूजर नेम और पासवर्ड बनाया था. एक बार रिवाइज करना सर, ओके. सो नाउ
अब तो लगता है मेगा जी से क्लास लेनी पड़ेगी.
वीडियोस देखो सर, एक बार वीडियोस देखो, गो फॉर द वीडियोस. Okay, so sir please mute yourself, okay. So sir please mute yourself please, okay. So this is the final solution, this is the final for your try, your exception handling, okay, try, except, else and finally, okay. Beyond that nothing is there, okay. So now the question is where, yes there are some another things, but that is not cup of our tea for this point of time, where you can generate your own exceptions, okay. Whenever we use the classes concept, at that time we can generate our own classes, okay, own classes. So for this point of time, but yes, the try, except, finally and else, these are the statement which complete the exception handling inside the Python. So now the question is, when we use this while, okay, when we use the while and else, for and else, okay, for what is the reason, and not exactly the reason, in what scenarios this else will be executed when I use with while, this else will be executed when this else will be executed when I use with for. So very simple funda, I am just giving you the reminder for the same. Whenever inside Python you use while with else, okay, you use for with else. Now the question is, when you use for with else or when you use while with else, what will be executed, on what basis? That is the main question. So whenever your for loop executed successfully, that's mean you didn't use the break inside your for loop, that's mean your for loop successfully executed. When your for loop is successfully executed, at that time your else will be executed, okay. Same case, whenever your while is executed successfully, the same your else is executed successfully. So this is the funda, in the case of the while and in the case of the for. Same terminology is implemented over here. Now the question is, when your else will be executed? Your else will be executed when there is no error, no exception inside your try statement. I am repeating once again. Your else will be executed something like this. Executed successfully. Okay, executed successfully. Spelling mistake, kindly ignore. Okay, so when there is no error inside try block, at that time your else part will be executed. So I am gonna to show you this one. Okay, now you can check, because there is no error inside the try block, because try executed successfully. When try executed successfully, your else will be executed and finally will be executed. It doesn't matter there is error inside your try block or not, the finally will be executed, but else part will be executed when your try successfully executed. Okay, let's suppose now I am generating error over here. Okay, now I am generating an error over here. Now you can observe your else will not execute it. Okay, your else will not execute it. Now you can check, because there is a error. Okay, there is a error inside this code, and there is a error, then the control moved to the except block. That's mean the except statement executed and this else is not executed. Okay, the finally will always execute it. If there is no error inside the try block, then you can check. Okay, let me save it. You can check. Okay, you can check the try block, executed successfully block, that is the else part, and the finally. Okay, so this one is the entire picture regarding this same. Okay, so this is all about your exception handling. Kindly do the practice for the same, otherwise it's very difficult to understand these concepts. So any question till now, you can ask me. Okay, so I am showing you just simple scenario how you can generate your own, the own exception. Okay, own exceptions. So here the concept of the classes that I am going to be use, I am making my own exception to, for example, too young. Okay, too young. This is my exception, that is the too young. Here exception, the base class, that is the concept of the inheritance. Okay, and this is the initialization. This one is the initialization, and this one is the self for the naming convention, and I am passing one parameter. Okay, I am passing one parameter. So don't worry about it, I am just showing you how you can create your own exceptions as well. So this exception, the too young exception, that is my own exception. You can create your own name over here. Let me make it more sensible. So I am making my own name. Okay, so this exception is on my name exception. Okay, so here I am passing the a argument. Okay, this is the one exception. Okay, and this one is I am making another exception. Okay, that is the Nitin 2 exception. Okay, same, I am copying each and everything. So here let me write my code. Okay, so here the age, I am entering the age int of input of enter age. Okay, enter age. So here I am writing a code if age greater than, let's suppose, 60. Okay, if the age greater than 60, then I am raising that exception. Okay, so I am raising this exception. Now let me give the appropriate name, too young. Okay, too young and too old. Okay, I am making two exceptions. The one is the too young exception and the second one is too old exception. Okay, if the age is greater than 60, that's mean you are applying for the marriage and your age is greater than 60, then I am raising a error. Okay, I am raising a error, that is the too old. okay, too old. So here I am just passing, please, or you can say it's not marriage age, okay, it's not age for marriage, go to Tirth Yatra, okay, something like this, okay. So I raise my exception, else I am writing another, or you can say alif, okay, alif, the age less than, let's suppose 18, okay, then I am raising the exception. That exception is, the raise is a keyword basically, okay, to raise the exceptions. I can raise too young, okay, too young, young, okay, it's not age for marriage, enjoy life,
तो क्या कहना चाह रहे हो सर आप?
let me explain each and everything. Enjoy life, come back after
18 और 60 के बीच में एंजॉय लाइफ नहीं होती?
sir.
मजाक कर रहा हूँ सर।
अच्छा, नहीं, I will come back to that point as well, okay, come back after 18, okay. So else, just simply my logic, print whatever the logic that you want to be implemented over here, okay. So best, okay, get ready for marriage, something like this, okay, whatever the message. Now this is the way I am just showing you the way how you can generate your own exception, because these classes are not available, okay, these classes are not available. I created my own exceptions, okay, I created my own exceptions and just I am raising them. So raise is another keyword. With the help of this one, that you are supposed to raise the exceptions, okay, that's mean you are generating an exception, you are printing that exception as well. So here let me executing it, whether it's working fine or not, even I am not sure about it, okay. Let's suppose I am writing my age, that is 65, okay, 65. So now you can check it out, too old, it is not age for marriage, go Tirth Yatra, okay. So this error that I generated by my own, okay, I generated my own classes with the help of the inheritance. This is the way to inherit the property of the base class that we already discussed into our previous section. The base class, that is the exception, is a base class. I am inheriting that class into my own class, that is my own created class, that is the too young and too old, because this type of classes are not available, okay. You can assign your own name as well. Now you can check it out, the raise exception, it is not age for the marriage, go for the Tirth Yatra, okay. Another way, I am this time I am entering the age, that is, let's suppose 25, okay, get ready for the marriage, perfectly working, okay. For this time I am entering my age, that is 12. Now the exception which is raised, that is the too young, it is not age for marriage, enjoy your life and come back after 18. So these are the ways that I show you, because you don't know about the concept of the classes, what is this is the concept of the just like a constructor if you are coming from a technical background, and these are the ways by which you can generate your own exception. But for this point of time you are not able to understand it, don't worry, when we do the concept of the classes as well, at that time the picture will be automatically clear to you how exactly the things are working here, because here the concept are little different as comparatively C++, okay. If you are coming from the C++ or the Java background, there are little difference between the object oriented programming inside Python, inside C++ and inside Java. There is a huge difference. Not you can't say the huge difference, but yes, there are the naming conventions and the terminologies are little different, okay. So these are the ways. This is the I just my motto is to you guys to just get familiar how you can generate your own exceptions. But yes, you can generate your own exception, and how you can raise them with the help of this keyword, that is the raise. Raise is the keyword by which you can raise your own exception, and this one is the class that we define over here, that is the too old and the too young, and this one is the message that we have display, whatever the message that you want to display, that is the message, exactly the same that earlier that you guys are seeing over here, the value error or the key error. Now the error which is raising, that is your own class error. Okay, so this is the concept. This is all about your the concept of your exception handling. Beyond that, there is nothing inside the exception handling. Kindly try for the same. This is the industry standard. Whenever you are into the production level, at that time you are supposed to generate your own classes as well. Apart from that, yes, you are supposed to use the try and except statement. Yes, this is the mandatory as per the industry standard. Any question till now, you can ask me. Before closing this, you can ask any question regarding this exception. This is a very small topic and very useful topic at the point of the interview, as well as the in the context of the Microsoft examination. Yes, you will get the 1 or 2 question regarding the exception handling inside the examination. So anyone having any doubt regarding this, please do let me know.
सर आपने ये क्लासेस पढ़ाई तो थी, अब सारा भूल गए हैं।
सर